Hello everyone, I'm Yi. Today I want to share about my opinion about learn because since we are the teacher candidates, it's very important to think about this issue. Usually people will ask about how do people learn because it's very important. If we can learn something, it means like we can improve ourselves, even we can improve the whole environment, right? And so the next very important question is about like how can learning theory inform the teaching? I would say back to the first question, maybe that is the most basic, but maybe it's also the most the critical and essential. So let's just start that. Okay, when we talk about people learn, people really can learn a lot of things. For example, we learn read. Maybe in the beginning we don't know how to read, but we read. Now the narrow definition for the reading is maybe just point out to the Chinese character or any kind of language. But later on we can read even other people's feeling, their facial expression. They are also very important to our life. And people also can learn how to share because we're different apart from animal. We know how to help each other. So that is also the next step. We help. We want to build a very sound system in our society. So usually we help each other. And also we improve our lifestyle. We have a lot of very modern, advanced, technology and device all over the world nowadays. For example, like you see here, it's kind of device. Usually people have to take the number and stand in a very long line to have your service. But nowadays, some company they have this kind of device, so you can take easy. And after you just enroll or register here, your name will show on the screen, and then you can know like okay how many people are waiting. I will say, of course, it's very fancy because we even have we just have the like kind of tickets, the number, so you can count the number. Okay, maybe the next time will be me. But when you see your own name on the screen, you still feel, oh, I'm special. Okay, honestly, I have that kind of feeling. All right. Also, because we learn, so we know how to create, right? We know how to have a more convenient device, more good way to improve our life. That's what people learn. But okay, so back to the question, how do the people learn? I believe that we learn through many theory, method, or ways. But basically, we talk about we through people say that okay, nowadays we can classify the human being into different category. Some people use their eyes, so every time when they see something, they use their eye to read. Some people they use their ear to hear. So maybe they just play a lot of the music or maybe some kind of speech when they are driving. They think that's very helpful for them because they can memorize them. But to me, no, I can't. I have to see. And then some people they can use their smell nose to smell something or their tongue to taste something. I know some cook they are really very good at them because they can remember all the flavor they have actually tested before. That's also very good for them. That's kind of talent. And some people use their touch, or we say like kind of a hand-on, the muscle memory to learn. So for the children, they like because they have so much energy. They like to do something. And they like the hand-on experience. And also because for like a second language learning, nowadays I know a theory they call like a totally physical reaction. So they do a lot like a running, you have to do run. The kids they can read and then they also mimic your behavior and then they okay, I can they can connect to your action to the language. So it's also very good. So that is the basic one. And I would say, according to the research, most of people they learn through their eyes. So the visualization is very important for most of the people. But somehow it's not so easy because we know we also need self-reflection. Okay, it's me. because I accidentally I just split some oil on my laptop, so I had to fix that. But in the beginning, I just checked the website and I also okay, let me think about that, what kind of a prior knowledge I had, and then I can learn more. So I have to I have to learn something based on my already had knowledge, and learn further for the you know for more and for my life. So I think self-reflection is very important. Since we mentioned about our brain is kind of a muscle, so some kind of skill, if we don't really use that so much, maybe they just forget it very quickly. Nowadays, people can, I mean, from in Taiwan, because I come from Taiwan, a lot of parents, they also criticize about our education system because we ask student, demand student to wrote, to memorize a lot, but actually we didn't really give them a lot of time to think about that, or maybe just like this week we mentioned about the understanding. They don't know how to utilize that. So I think self-reflection is also very important because we can think about, okay, what kind of current situation now, and then in the future, what kind of situation maybe I will bump into that, and how to utilize that what I learn now. And also, I think people learn from some feedback. That is my children, and some of them has very terrible, English level. So maybe the better one, they will tell them how to do that. They will give them some feedback, tell them how to do that better next time. So it's also very important. But honestly, I would say some people they don't want to lose face. But nowadays we have to recognize that it's a sharing, um, economy era now, and every kind of concept is really very important if you can share with others, because that's good if you can hear some feedback and you can also adjust or tweak a little bit, and that's also very good for you next. And then the next topic we talk about how can learning inform the teaching practice. I have to say, since we understand what kind of how people learn, so it's very important if you think backward. So how to teach, right? This week we have assignment number 1. We read this book, Design a Brain Compatible Learning. It's really very good because it can help me to explore, or maybe you can say reorganize my thinking about education. Because I mean, everybody knows that in a very comfortable environment, we usually feel like, okay, it's very good. So we learn everything that's, even though that is very easy, but actually it's usually they usually convert that into a long-term memory. So I know some people, most of you have already known that, but I think we can do more. So let's take a look. I believe as a teacher, no matter like a pre-service or in-service, we can provide the kids a safe and encouraging environment. Like I mentioned that, like the book say that, because our emotion can affect our brain. So no matter the highest or lowest point, they always can make a very deep, dent in your life. But of course, we hope we can provide that as the highest one. So sometimes also challenge the teacher because you have to be very hyper, oh, let's do that, oh, let's do that. But not all the time. Honestly, like the story, like the plot, usually up and down, up and down. But make sure that any kind of knowledge you want to convey or want to deliver, try to in that kind of feeling atmosphere in your classroom. And also, I believe that well-designed instruction is very important because now I'm also learning. So I have to say, beginning, I didn't really think that it's so important, like the backward design. I would say maybe we set some goal, but let's just hope. Let's just hope. But I'm not sure the kids, they really can go to that destination. But maybe we can do more. Like this week we read about a kind of templates. That's also very good, but kind of awkward for me because you have to think at first. And how about if they don't really want to follow my guiding, It's also very challenging before. But this week, I won't tell you like, okay, I can make it. I definitely can make it because I know it's a learning process. I will say, I promise you, I will try. But who knows? Because even to me, I'm still learning. I'm still kind of student, you know. And also the positive attitude. It kind of corresponds to the first, I mean, the safe and the encouraging environment, but also the positive attitude is so important because I believe like I was a Montessori teacher before, and I recognize that the kids they are very fragile and they feel a little bit, not a little bit, maybe helpless, a lot helpless because they don't know how to use their body, you know. When they were young, they are a baby or a toddler, they cannot reach that height. They always see other people just chewing down a lot of, we say the junk food, but they cannot because the parents always say, no, 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 you cannot do that. So they feel a little bit, they feel very frustrated. But if we can use a very positive attitude to guide them, okay, one day you can make your own choice and let them understand what kind of, understand what kind of, the purpose behind the discipline. I think that is really very important. But it all depends on the teacher's attitude. If you just a very terrible, pull on the square face in front of them, no matter what you say, no matter what kind of feeling you toward them, you have so much compassion for them. It's no, okay? So I think positive attitude is also very important. And the last one, I create that because I think the time is really very important. I mean, in the Chinese society, even though I'm Taiwanese, but we share the same concept, I have to say, sometimes we think that the children, they have their own schedule. So maybe you have a class of 20 or maybe even more 20. Everyone have their own pace, you know. You have to provide them enough time. Then they just digest the information or practicing. So to me, that is really very important. I think if we can provide a whole list, I believe most of maybe other classmates they have more idea about that. That's good. But to me, I think that is a basic, but also still us to put effort on that. So very thank you for your watching. I hope in this class and we can share our knowledge and understanding and everybody can be a better teacher in the future. And if one day I go back to Taiwan and you hope you can have that kind of chance to communicate with a Taiwanese student, maybe we can keep touch. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.